this heart shaped material in UE5, and we have some parameters like we can use this styling to make it one or multiple, and we can also use the color like red, or we can use the hue. We can make it tileable. We can use this. So you can see we have a lot of hearts. Okay, and the reference I followed I found this mathematical formula to create this heart. And if you haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it. If you like this videos, like, share and comment. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter also. My handle is cghow_. Link is in the description. And let's start this tutorial. First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notifications. So I found this image on internet. I'll put the link in my description, and here we have a method. So I found this image on internet. I'll put the link in my description, and here we have a mathematical formula to create a shape of heart. So I followed this mathematical formula in material notes, and I just created the same heart shape. So let's see how we can use this formula. So let's create a material M heart. So let's create a material. M heart. So you have x2 plus y minus root x, that is absolute x square, and is equal to 1. So these x, y is our UVs, texture coordinate. So you have this texture coordinate, and on planar, if I preview this, this texture coordinate start from here. So this is 0, this is texture coordinate. So you have this texture coordinate, and on planar, if I preview this, this texture coordinate start from here. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 1. So we should have a center pivot, center the axis of this. So like in this graph, this starts from the center. This is 0, then it's going 0.1 minus negative x, positive x, and like positive y and negative y. So it starts from the center. To make that point into center, you need to decrease uh, it by 0.5. So you will have to subtract 0.5. So if I preview now, it is here. Okay. So now we can now it is here. Okay. So now we can take the x square, and that how we will take the mask x and then power by 2. So we have this, but because in this graph these are lines, these are not gradients. To make a line of anything here, because we have white, we have black, and we have negative black, that will show the black. So if you make that negative black a positive, it will create a line for you. So if you use absolute here, you have a line. Let me check. Now we have a line. Okay, and the thickness we can decide later. So we have a line, and now we have this x square now, and let me just write here. This is our x. How do you write? Okay, x power 2. And now we need this formula. So here we have y minus, so we will take y, shift C again, y minus square root absolute 2. So we can take the square root, we can take the absolute, okay. Okay, and this power is after the bracket, so power will be here, and then this is subtracting from the y, and this absolute is x, so we will take this x here again, and then we will subtract this thing from our y. So this is our y, and then we are subtracting this is our where's root symbol. Okay, you got it. This is root, and this is this formula, this one. Okay, and I'm just subtracting it from here, and if I preview, we have this. So I will again use actually let me just add these together first. Add these together, see how it comes. So this is not a heart. So similarly, like we use absolute here to create line, we will use absolute here also to create line. So we have now a line. Now we can add these together. Still we don't have any heart shape. So let me just preview it, and it doesn't look like a curve of this. So maybe we are mistaking here. So this is okay. It doesn't look like that. And this is also this shape, this band, this is, I think it is downward. So if I invert this green channel for now, just to test. Okay. Actually, our UV is very big, so we need to multiply it by a higher number, maybe 5 or maybe 10. Yeah, it is now there. And let me just try it here. Yeah, now we have a curve. So we can use it here actually. We need to slightly change things just to test. I hope it will now. Yeah, we have now line, and we are now adding this x square plus this formula line, and we are now adding this x square plus this formula. So we are adding it here, and now we have something. It doesn't look like heart. Let me just sharpen it. If I take the step,
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need Batman.
Stop. Whoa.
oh, we got the heart. We got the heart, absolutely same. And now we got our heart, so we can do a lot of things with this. Okay, so I'll copy one more here. Now it will be little cleaner. Okay, so now we have a heart. We can do a lot of things like with this tab we are sharpening it. So we have this blurred version here. We can add time on it and then use sign. So we will have repeating heart shape. Okay, and similarly we can do a lot of things like this is a single heart. If you want a multiple heart, what you'll do, we have a single UV. So if I multiply this UV and take a fraction of it, so if you make this like 2, you will have 2 by 2 or maybe 10 by 10, how many you need. And then the scale with this, so this is 10, that will decrease it to 5. Okay, and not make it 10, maybe 5. So we have hearts like this. And if you want to color it, of course you can multiply it with a color red.
Oh, before you leave, can you turn that document into a PDF for me? Thanks.
At 5:30.
I'll take little dark color. And we had this blurred version here. So I will invert this blurred version. So my core will be white, but it is fading. So I will take the power to fade it even more. Maybe 10, maybe 10. So it will work like a shine. So we had this red dark. So if I add this shine over it, see, but we will multiply this also with a color, red color, but not darker one, but the brighter one. Okay, and this thing I will make it 5 or maybe 2. So we have little, you know, roundness in it. It looks cool, and you can do lots of other things like if you want to use heartbeat, you can actually use a value here because this multiplier is scaling up and down it. So you can actually do sign. So first, see the tan value fading. So I will take the power to fade it even more and take a fraction of it. So if you make, and similarly we can do a lot of things like this is a single heart. If you want a multiple heart, what you'll do, we have the single UV. So if I multiply this UV and take a fraction of it, so if you make that this like 2, you will have 2 by 2. So if you make that this like 2, you will have 2 by 2 or maybe 10 by 10, how many you need. And then the scale with this, so this is 10, let me decrease it to 5. Okay, and not make it 10, maybe 5. So we have hearts like this. And if you want to color it, of course you can multiply it with a color red. Multiply it with a color red. I'll take little dark color and heart shape. Okay, and similarly we can do a lot of things like this is a single heart. If you want a multiple heart, what you'll do, we have the single UV. So if I and then use sign, so we will have repeating heart shape. Okay, and similarly we can do a lot of things like this is a single heart. If you want a multiple heart, what you'll do, we have a single UV. So if I multiply this UV and take, so we can use it adding this. It doesn't look like heart. Let me just sharpen it. If I take the step, oh, we got the heart. We got the heart, absolutely same. And now we got our heart, so we can do a lot of things with this. Okay. I'll copy one more here. Now it will be little cleaner. Okay, so now we have a heart. We can do a lot of things like with this tab we are sharpening it. So we have this blurred version here. We can add time on it and then use sign. So we will have repeating heart shape. Okay, and similarly we can do a lot of things like this is a single heart. If you want a multiple heart, what you'll do, we have a single UV. So if I multiply this UV and take a fraction of it, so if you make this like 2, you will have 2 by 2 or maybe 10 by 10, how many you need. And then the scale with this, so this is 10, that means and then the scale with this, so this is 10, that means decrease it to 5. Okay, and not make it 10, maybe 5. So we have hearts like this, and if you want to color it, of course you can multiply it with color red. I'll take little dark color. Color. And we had this blurred version here. So I will invert this blurred color. Blurred version. So my core will be white, but it is fading. So I will take the power to fade it even more. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. So it will work like a shine. So we had this red dark. So if I add this shine over it,
Three, two, one.
see, but we will multiply this also with a color, red color, but not darker one, but the brighter one. With a color, red color, but not darker one, but also with a color, red color, but not darker one, but the brighter one. Okay, and this thing I will make it 5. Or maybe 2. So we have little you know roundness in it. It looks cool, and you can do lots of other things like if you
It's gig season, and that means Sparklight has the internet speed you need. Get 1 gig fiber fueled internet for $29.
want to use heartbeat, you can actually use a value here because this multiplier is scaling up and down it. So you can actually do sine. So first, see the 10 value will making it smaller. 5 value will making it bigger. So we need 5 to 10 value. So time and then sine. Then multiply by 10. Absolute. First I'll use absolute, then I'll multiply it by 10. And then I'll use clamp. And there can be lots of ways to do this, but this is what I'm doing now. So I'll use like 5 and 10. And then time, it is fast. So let's make it slower, maybe 2. Sorry, 0.5. And if you want to randomize the timing for each, you can do one thing. And you have this 5 by 5, so you can take a texture. Let me save this. So you will take a texture, take a noise, any noise you have, like this. And then here you have to take a noise, any noise you have. Have like this, and then here you have to take texture coordinate, multiply it by the same value you have here, the tiling 5, then use the floor and then divide it by same value. Five. If you connect it here, you will have a pixel thing with random value, and you can even use here power to make it even more contrast in it. So now this time is multiplying here 0.5, and we have this random value. This is 0, this is 0.5, this is 0.12. I don't know how much is this. So you can just connect it here. So it will give you random time. See? So you have now random time, and even you can do one more thing. You can pan it. You can add a panner here like 0.1, 0.2, any value. It is very fast, 0.01, 0.02.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want and watch it take shape.
Let's check. Otherwise, I will decrease it even more. Yeah. So I'll put one more zero here and here. Still, so I'll just delete this panel and I'll do one more thing. I will add time on it, then use the sign. So this will make it blinking like this. Then we can use absolute, and it is again faster, so we can use a multiply before time and make it like 0.1, 0.1. It is slower, and now we can use it here. Still, I don't know why it's very weird. Let's make it very slow. Yeah, now it's fine. So it is random. And to make it randomly glow, you can multiply this whole thing with this. So we have this random values. So we can use this random value here and then again multiply it with a brighter value like 10. Some are brighter, some are not, but I don't like it much, so I'll just use maybe 2. What else you can do? You can rotate these if you want. So like if I add here custom rotator, connect it here, and we have rotation center, that is 0.5, 0.5. Then we have angle. If I use angle like 0.1, it's rotated. 0.1 is too much, 0.01 I think. Okay, so it's rotating. So what I can do, I can use this value, multiply it with this, and then connect it here. And if I increase it 0.1, 0.05, 0.02, slightly randomization, but I don't like it much, so I'll just skip it for now. But yeah, you can do, you got the idea. What just happened? Oh, I just removed the UVs. So you got this, and I'll just make it unlit, sided. So we have this parameter, I'll make it tile. So we have now currently 5, same value here and same value here, default value 5. And after that, let's save it, and if I make an instance of it, we We can increase or decrease this. So you have one that looks really nice, and you can have multiple. See, it also looks nice, randomly beating. You can even change color if you want. So here you can use a hue, texture, and hue percentage. You can use this same thing. So I'll just make a reroute here and connect it here. So you have, but this is like very random color. So I'll use clamp, connect it here, and 0 is 0 and max will be our parameter. So if I put the 0 in max also, the value will be red, but if I start changing it like 0.1, 0.2, 0.5, it will randomize it. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Murphy and I'm gonna...
Sorry to interrupt, but this is important. The shooter
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
To change from one color to another. Not a problem. Under particle update, if you add color, and then up at the right, click the down arrow and say color from curve. Then you will see the colored timeline. Now the left side is the color the particle will start, and the right side is the color the particle will end. By default, it is set to white, and the only difference is the transparency is completely visible in the beginning and then becomes completely invisible at the end. Transparency is controlled with these bottom knobs here. So if we play, you can see it starts visible and then becomes invisible towards the end of the particle's lifetime. Now if you click the top though, you will be able to change the color to whatever you want. And as usual, you can manually overload the colors in order to get that emissive lighting. So if we set it to something like pinkish red at the left and green on the right, now you can see our particles will change from pink to green. And at any point you can add new points by left clicking in the middle. So if we add a blue color in the middle, now you can see the color will change from pink to blue to green. Also, if you want just two different colors happening at the same time, you can probably do it with modules, but another easy way you could do it is to literally just set it as one color and then just duplicate the whole thing and then change the color of the duplicate. So you can see I have one set to red, one set to green, and when they play together, now you get both red and green at the same time. Hope that helps, and as always, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around.
Simulate a pillow in Blender in just 1 minute. Shift
This Blender shader will blow your mind.
I logged off work and decided that tonight I am putting in minimal effort for the rest of the night. I did feel a little guilty and
Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. Today we're going to travel through a wormhole together. I'm actually going to hit Shift D to, actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to pop out of render view. I'm going to pop out of my camera. And I'm actually going to create another torus. I'm going to go Shift A, torus. It's going to automatically have the same settings we had before with this other one, except it's moved it off over here, which isn't going to be as convenient. I might put my Shift S cursor to world origin to stick my cursor back there. Now Shift A, torus. Now it's going to be perfectly over. Now I just wanted this one to be a little bit bigger than my other one. So I'm going to take my minor radius and I'm just going to turn it up to encompass the other one there, like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I will take this second torus and I'm going to create a new shader for it. I'll call it stars. And I'll just delete the principal BSDF and I'll grab an emission shader. And I'm going to do the same thing I did in my world shader. So I'm going to grab, in fact, I could just pop over to the world shader, grab these guys, copy them, head back to my object, paste them here, plug the color into the color and emission into the surface. Now, if I go into shaded view, you'll see we get the same effect now, but on the surface of this object. So we've got stars on this object. So now if I jump into here, my idea is if I take my transmission and turn it back up, now I've got two toruses, right? So I can actually rotate this other one and it's going to cause the stars to travel as well. So let's just check what speed did we do this one at? This one's at frame number times 0.01. So let's do this one at, let's go pound frame and let's multiply it by, instead of 0.1, let's go 0.005. So it's half as fast. And there we go. It's going to be kind of a cool effect. Now, it's a little hard to see in real-time playback because of the way Eevee is resolving the image. But the effect here is that the stars are traveling at a slightly slower rate. Thanks for replying to me. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned some cool things today and had a good time. I'll catch you in the next tutorial. And until then, have a fantastic week. See you later. Bye.
quiet, or
Where is he? Whoa, where's who? Josh, he's been dodging cleaning the station every shift, and I'm positive he's somewhere around here sleeping.
Come on, man. I swear I saw him around here somewhere.
Where? Where did you see him?
I think I saw him in the kitchen.
Oh, he better be in there. Josh! Josh!
Is he gone? Yep. You got any room up there?
Yeah, and snacks.
A 9.3 CVSS vulnerability has been discovered, but how it works is actually quite novel. The vulnerability CVE 2025-32711 affects Microsoft 365 Copilot, or the AI that exists per each Office 365 instance. Microsoft has already patched this vulnerability and does not require any interaction from the user or operator side. It's important to highlight that this vulnerability requires zero interaction or input from the user.
In the past few weeks, the progress of reinforcement learning in LLMs has been
Oh, this is good. Oh, I like it. I'm doing good. This is great. Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh no.
I know. We can only laugh through the pain of it all.
Please help. Oh, this is good.
I gotta tell you, I've just recently kind of started dipping my toe into hot sauce water.
From dipping your toe in the water to doing a cannonball in the pool.
That's just me. I like to go all the way.
Using the right.
Head to Michael's for our biggest stock-up event of the year. Now's the time to load up on supplies, t-shirts, brushes.
Hello everyone. Quite a few people asked me how to render photorealistic or close to photorealistic gemstones and stuff like that in Substance Painter, Unreal Engine, and on the internet you cannot really find many sources for that, how to create that. There's a couple sources about how to create realistic.
Hello guys, today let's create a crystal material in Unreal Engine. First, we need these 3 ice surface textures. You can download them for free in my Patreon. Then let's create a material, a crystal material. Put these 3 textures into the material. And we need to change blend mode to translucent. Here we don't need to change the train. Then
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these. I'm talking about live scheduling, time tracking.
hello guys, today let's create a crystal material in Unreal Engine. First, we need these 3 ice surface textures. You can download them for free in my Patreon. Then let's create a material. A crystal material. Put these 3 textures into the material. And we need to change blend mode to translucent. Here we don't need to change the shading model and two-sided. Then let's connect this texture. Here we don't need to change the shading model and two-sided. Then let's connect these textures. Oh yes, we also need to change the translucency lighting mode. surface translucency volume. Okay, let's connect them. Let's connect them. The base color texture, we need a dynamic emissive color, so let's add a power. Then use lerp to control its exponent. Lerp's alpha, we need a cycle from 0 to 1, so let's add time, sine, constant Bell scale. And lerp's A is 2, B is 3. Let's preview it. Okay, we can see a dynamic emissive color. Then let's create a bump effect for the material. Okay. Copy the base color texture.
Tired of applying and never hearing back? Let's turn your resume from looking like this to looking like this, and you can.
And then let's add a camera vector. Transform it from workspace to tangent space. transform it from word space to tangent space. Then we need a material function, custom reflection vector. Connect it to camera vector. And normal, we only need a z-axis. Says normal 001. Here we need mask its channel. One is R and G channel. One is B channel. One is R and G channel. One is B channel. Use R and G channel multiplied by the absolute value of B. Oh yes, we also need to divide the absolute value by a constant. Then multiply them. The constant value controls the distance of the bump. Then multiply it by a tiling. The bump textures tiling. Default value may be smaller, 0.01. and add it to text card. Finally, connect it to your ways. Okay, let's preview it. The distance value may be 200. Well, the bump effect is not good on plane. Let's change it to sphere. And tiling may be 0.001. Okay. Connect it to emissive color. Now let's see the effect. Yes, now we can get a bump effect. We can see that it seems to be inside the sphere. If we change this value to 400, we can see the the distance will be further. And if we change this value to 100, we can see the distance will be closer. Okay, copy this node, we need a different distance. Here we set the distance to 400. Okay, power the texture. Make its surface darker. Then let's add them. We can get a bump effect with two different distances. Okay, let's multiply it by an emissive color. We still need to use time to control its dynamic emissive color. It's very simple, just copy this node. Oh yes, we need to set a default emissive color. Okay. Then add the bump color to surface color. And multiply it by a final. This value we need to promote to parameter. Set the default value and connect the output to emissive color. Okay, now let's create an opacity. We also need final to control its opacity.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
And this parameter we need to rename it to _op, that means opacity. Then set it to default value 0.04. Let's preview it. Okay, add a power. Exponent is 0.5. And we also need a lerp. Connect it to opacity. Now we get an opacity effect. The lerp's value A is 0.2, B is 0.3. Okay, now let's create a reflection effect. First, let's search the reflection in details. Reflection method, index of reflection. Here we also need a final to control its reflection. Just change exponent to 1 and base reflection to 0.1. Also, we need a lerp and connect it to reflection. Okay, the material is done, let's save it. Here we can create a material instance. In material instance, we can change this parameter to control the material style. First, let's set emissive color. 5150, a purple color. Then let's change these final parameters. Base reflect fraction is 0.01, and exponent we need a negative fraction is final, a purple color. Change this parameter to control the material style. First, let's set emissive color. 5150, a purple color. Then let's change these final parameters. Base reflect fraction is 0.01, and exponent we need a negative value to make an inside glow effect. Maybe -5. Whoa, the emissive color is too strong, we need to change the exponent OP. -1. It doesn't work, maybe something wrong, let's change the material. Okay, we found it. The lerp speed should be 0.1. Okay, let's preview it. Set exponent OP to -1. Now we can see the center part should be close to black. That means it's translucent. So the emissive color will not be so strong. Save the material and let's check it. Okay, it's work. Let's use the material instance to the mesh. Now we get a material similar to crystal. It looks great. Okay, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.